So g'day from Australia. My name is Stevie Aquilina, and when this information was first handed to me just over 6.5 years ago now, it's been high priority for me ever since then to bring it to everybody's attention. The level of importance of this information is incredibly high because the level of impact that it is having in people's lives is significantly deep. This is a breakthrough that is really a big game changer that has allowed me to be able to bring some people who are significantly into my life out of some very scary situations, not just scary health challenges, but challenges upon their life. And you'll even be able to hear from one of those people today who came from not just a health challenge, but also a challenge upon their life, and how this technology has that I'm going to share with you in just a moment has significantly turned them around. So once I found out about this, I felt very compelled to get this out to everyone who is significant to me, and allow as many people as possible to be able to do the same. And so without further ado, I will share my screen and I will tell you what this breakthrough is, show you the proof and the evidence and the science behind it, show you some results. Here's some really big results from a gentleman today. And again, I'm very glad that you are here because if you had paid money to come and hear this information and you didn't like what I had to say, I could just refund your money. But time is non-refundable. And so it's far more valuable than money. And I'm incredibly grateful that you've decided to spend your time with me. Let's not waste it any further and jump into this presentation. I'll share my screen here. Okay. All right, so allow me to introduce myself properly. As I said, my name is Stevie Aquilina, in case you couldn't tell by my Crocodile Dundee accent. My family and I live in Australia. We're originally from Sydney, but now we live on the Gold Coast, and that was truly a dream come true, and we can make that happen. I'm really blessed and grateful for the life that I have now, the income, the time, the freedom that I have now, that's allowing me to enjoy a really good lifestyle with my family. That's also taken us to many parts of the world that were once upon a time way too far out of our reach, because to tell you the truth, the good vibes and good times have not always been the case. To tell you the truth, I was a very difficult, weird and awkward child to parent, raise and school. And I never made the grades. I was often told, among many other things that were done to me, this was probably the worst, is that I was told on a daily basis that I was stupid and useless. And you know what? When you're young and impressionable enough and told something often enough, you start to believe it. And so I later became a teenage runaway and a high school dropout. And with that kind of thinking, I walked myself way off track on life's journey right throughout my teens and 20s. I had, when I was hanging out with the wrong people, I was doing the wrong things and getting into the wrong things. And the wrong things were getting into me. But when I did try to sort myself out in some fashion, it wasn't easy because I didn't give myself a good head start. I had more than 20 different jobs in far less that time. For over a decade, I was a very dumb but very good-looking, bouncer, security guard bouncer in what used to be the most popular and notorious nightclubs in Sydney, King's Cross. I had big dreams and I wanted to be, do, and have more. I really wanted to give more, actually. In truth, that's what it was about. But I had little self-esteem, and so I did little with my life and had little to give. Physically, I've always been athletic, even to right now, mainly in very old martial arts. But back then, you wouldn't have known it. I had health troubles, autoimmune, inflammatory diseases, severe skin, respiratory, and gut conditions most of my life. Lots of bad injuries from hardcore martial arts too. Financially, well, I didn't give myself a good head start. And then after that, when I tried to make good, I just got myself stuck in go nowhere jobs with hopes going nowhere, no prospects, no financial security, no financial dignity. Now, I got myself so embarrassingly broke and so bad with money that I had the phone, electricity and gas cut off. I wasn't able to run my car in anything more than just the fumes of petrol, if I could even afford that. And I wasn't able to make the rent several times, and I was evicted several times too. I mean, embarrassingly broke, right? Always believed in possibilities, but my problem was I doubted my potential. With that kind of contradiction, it led to confusion, unfulfillment, unhappiness, frustration, and just feelings of being trapped and unable to be who I really wanted to be. Now, the big turning point in my life first happened for me personally when I met this girl of my dreams, who's now my wife, she believed in me and always told me that I was more. And I figured out again, when you're told something often enough, I knew as soon as I met this woman, I needed to become a better man. Also, I was introduced to this company's life-changing breakthrough, life-changing opportunity, and life-changing training. And this was a huge second turning point in my life that's really brought us to where we are today. The company leaders are extremely successful people. They believed in me too, but more importantly, they have taught me how to believe and become more. And so today, instead of having these health and wealth problems and woes, I've solved them and have the honor of helping others to solve them too, with this life-changing breakthrough and this life-changing financial opportunity that has now brought me out of financial insecurity and indignity into security and dignity. So now, instead of being trapped, unfulfilled, unhappy, frustrated, and confused, I now believe and have the ability to continue to become more, but more importantly, help others too, because this company and its training has shown me a life-changing better way. And so now I want to spend the rest of my life doing nothing less than bettering people's lives in at least any one of these life-changing ways too. Okay, so first what I'm going to share with you is the most significant health and life science breakthrough of our lifetime. Now, this is medical experts who are saying this, not me. This is medical experts saying that this is a great breakthrough. Medical experts saying that this is a breakthrough greater than the discoveries of DNA or penicillin. For 2 decades, science had also declared that this breakthrough was once impossible. However, now today, this breakthrough is known to have enormous potential, and that's proven by renowned universities and world-leading laboratory medical studies. That's all tests and studies and clinical trials that are done outside of this company. That's very important. I'm going to share just some of them with you today. Now, this is considered to be a very advanced breakthrough, 15 years ahead of its time. Any health goals, challenges, problems, concerns you can think of, remarkable results, and drug companies wanted it all shut down. But I'll tell you more about that just a little later. Before I tell you what this is, I want to be absolutely clear about what this is not, because this is nothing like anything you're seeing on the screen right now in whatever I could fit on this list on the screen. And it's also nothing like anything else you've ever seen before. What we'll be talking about here goes well beyond any of this stuff. It goes well beyond drugs or nutrition. It goes well beyond any type of ingredients or technology you already know about, because what I'm about to show you is an entirely new frontier in science that's truly groundbreaking, category creating, and a real deal healthcare breakthrough. The ASEA Redox cell signaling technology is a drink that contains active redox signaling molecules. What are those? All right, redox signaling molecules are made by your cells. So they're native to your body. They're made within your cells. And they are your cellular messengers that affect your cell-to-cell communication and allow for correct cell-to-cell operation all the way down to your genetic expressions. And this is affected in a very positive way, because redox signaling is a remarkable process, because it is the actual process that empowers your body to heal itself. And this happens by redox signaling molecules sending messages telling your cells how to protect healthy cells, repair unhealthy cells, and replace damaged cells that are too far gone to be repaired. Now, redox signaling molecules also activate your body's immune system to protect against bacteria, viruses, and infection. Look, the bottom line is this: redox signaling is what keeps cells functioning at optimal levels. And why is this so important? Because we are all made of cells entirely, from head to toe, inside out. Every single part of us is a cell. We are a cellular being. Therefore, we live and die at the cellular level. So what our cells are doing is important. And what they're doing is being told what to do by redox signaling molecules. And that makes healthy cells, and that makes a healthy body. And of course, that makes a healthy life, right? So redox signaling molecules, therefore, are really the keys to life, aren't they? They are essential for the activation and function of our normal physiology. And I mean all of our body's major systems, biochemical and physiological processes, all of it, it critically depends on redox signaling, because if all of your cells were to suddenly stop making these redox signaling molecules right now, you wouldn't live longer than just a few more mere seconds. Without redox signaling molecules, life ends. So if our bodies already make redox signaling molecules, what's the importance of this product that is redox signaling molecules. Why should we give our bodies more? Well, when we are born, we make an abundance of redox signaling molecules. That's generally why children have so much energy. Notice that? How they can run around all day and not wake up sore the next one. How they can bounce back so quickly when they have an injury or an illness. However, as we age, along with stress, poor diet, toxins, lots of other environmental assaults, our cells break down. And our body's ability to make redox signaling molecules also breaks down, therefore, without as many redox signaling molecules giving clear cell signals. Our whole cellular protection and healing process that we just discussed about, it becomes slow and sluggish. Our cells break down more, and so does our health, wellness, youth, and vitality, since that's all we are. ASEA takes science seriously and is highly committed to ongoing research with renowned universities, world-leading laboratories, allowing these outside and independently reviewed studies to prove the potential of ASEA redox signaling supplements, demonstrating the safety and efficacy and certifying them as safe and effective in everybody. Now, ASEA is within a very real and significant space in the world of science because redox biochemistry is based in Nobel Prize winning research. Since the first Nobel Prize was awarded to these three professors back in 1998 for the first discovery of a redox signaling molecule, there have now since been multiple signaling molecules discovered with multiple Nobel Prizes being awarded for research in this field. If you went along to pubmed.gov, which is where all peer-reviewed medical studies are published, and you typed in redox signaling in the search bar there, you would see well over 33,000 results. And there are more than 1,500 medical textbooks that have been published on redox signaling. And this slide is already way out of date with around 150 studies coming out almost every single month. According to medical researchers, as well as reported in mainstream media, like this article I'm sharing here from the Huffington Post, who specifically wrote about ASEA, redox signaling is one of the fastest emerging fields in science that will shape all of our lives in the coming years. This is big. This is very big. There are now multiple universities who've received tens of millions of dollars in grants to open up redox research centers. There's a very famous scientific organization that was called the Antioxidants. They had antioxidants in their title, and they realized they weren't telling the full story, and they've now all petitioned to have their name changed to a redox research center. There are health conferences, medical conferences being held about redox. Doctors are specializing in redox, with one such professor, a doctor at Harvard Medical School, who has a PhD and title that includes Director of Redox Medicine. Now, ASEA is already light years ahead of all of this. We've been in the game for almost over 30 years now. ASEA redox users enjoy cell signaling benefits. Now, that translates to health at its most foundational level. Here's just one example of that. ASEA redox has been scientifically tested and shown to signal the activation of genetic pathways, and in other words, affect your genes that improve immune system health, help maintain a healthy inflammatory response, help maintain cardiovascular health and support arterial elasticity, improve gut health and digestive enzyme production, and modulate hormone balance to support vitality and wellness. Now, these genes are key in the health of every individual. They play a vital role, not just in the 5 mentioned human health areas, but also in dozens of additional genetic pathways. Moreover, ASEA redox has also been scientifically tested and shown to enhance your body's own production and efficiency of antioxidants by up to 800%. Further studies from this show that ASEA lowers oxidative stress. Now, the head professor of that university study has said that one of the most important effects of ASEA on disease risk factors is its ability to reduce oxidative stress. And this is very significant because all degenerative health concerns are caused by oxidative stress. Now, also from rigorous toxicology studies, ASEA is proven to be 100% safe, 0% toxicity. You can have complete confidence in it. Why? Because redox signaling molecules are native to your body. They're already in you. Your body already makes them. It's just that now your body can't make as much of them as it used to be able to when it was younger and healthier. So if you have health challenges, if you have people that you care about who do, if you have a wish to look, live, and feel young once again, if you have the very good sense for protecting your health because you don't want to become old and done well, right? If you have a goal of having higher levels of human performance, whether that be athletically or just in your everyday life, any health goal you can think of, Redox users and medical doctors are seeing just remarkable results. Now, if you don't want to, you don't need to take my word for it, because I'm going to share some medical doctors here right now so you can listen to what they have to say.
Redox signaling molecules are like the DNA whisperer. They signal cells to be healthy. And because of age, because of medications, because of toxicity in the environment, you lose your ability to make the redox signaling molecules. So having them with ASEA simply replenishes what your body is doing natively when you were young. You know, I've been in the business for 40 years, and this is the first time that I've ever heard about the redox signaling molecules, which to me is a breakthrough of the 21st century, akin to the electric light bulb in the 20th century and maybe even the discovery of penicillin. Because your body is a redox signaling program, and to be able to replenish it on a day-to-day basis, internally and externally, is not just a breakthrough, it's a game changer.
Health is something we have to earn. What can I do to get to the root of things and really prevent problems from happening? Is it possible? And the answer is yes.
You know, I think most people don't actually really consider their health until it's gone. So it's the choices that we make today that are going to determine the level of our wellness and our health and our healthy longevity tomorrow.
We want to keep people healthy. We don't want to see that deterioration. The whole process of the anti-aging and regenerative medicine that I'm so passionate about is on the premise that we can maintain energy, we can maintain health.
So prevention is key, but people need to value it, and people need to understand what it is and take responsibility.
Inside every cell in your body, you're constantly producing negative and positive molecules called oxidants and reductants, and the contraction of that name is redox.
So with these molecules, we're amping up that communication. We're helping that cell signal.
Without these cell signaling molecules, we simply wouldn't do the gene replication that we need, the DNA sequencing that we need. These redox signaling molecules interact throughout the body with every cell that we know.
Every cell in our body needs these molecules for communication purposes. The more balanced they are, the more abundant they are, the healthier we are.
ASEA actually has the combination of the oxidants and the reductants that the body makes. So all we're doing with ASEA is enhancing what the body is already doing.
Having a product, a technology that's native to the body doesn't have to worry about detoxifying it because it knows exactly what to do with redox molecules. It's one of, if not the safest recommendation I ever make to a patient.
They found a way to stabilize them outside the body. And you can actually put them back into bodies that are deficient in those molecules. That's a game changer.
To have something that at its molecular level is native to the body is nothing short of a breakthrough.
This is something that's foundational for health, for every cell. It affects every cell in our body. And not just the cells, but the very DNA within those cells. You know, we talk about the discovery of DNA as being a huge breakthrough, the discovery of penicillin. Yes, these were absolutely huge discoveries, but now we have something that actually goes even deeper.
This is where the future lies, and this is why redox chemistry and supplements that employ this are so powerful.
They literally turn on and turn off, signal every single process in every living cell. And to be able to stabilize a product that allows us to replenish that is just a phenomenal breakthrough.
This has the capability to change the landscape of the healthcare system as we know it.
All right, so now that we've spoken about cellular health from the inside out, I'd like to show you what's possible from the outside in. And that's made possible by ASEA's topical versions of Redox technology. They are Renew 28 Redox Gel and our Intensive Redox Serum. Now, these Redox technologies are further supported and enhanced by their complementary and all-natural ingredients products, our Gentle Refining Cleanser, and Ultra Replenishing Moisturizer. But a picture is worth 1,000 words, right? So let me just show you what these ASEA Redox technologies are worth with these pictures, and they show amazing health, anti-aging, and age-reversing results. We're talking about lines and wrinkles being smoothed out, elasticity coming back to the skin. Look at those neck shots on the far left there. skin blemishes, spots, dots, and marks, irritations behind the ear there, inflammations, aggravations, other signs of poor health to the skin being renewed. And it's not just for old people, it's for people that have health issues as well. And it's for young people too, being rejuvenated. And look at this, improving the quality of life, I'm sure, further than just skin deep. Now, even the aftermath of some of these unfortunate conditions are being brought back to the proper surface of the skin. Now look at Rosie here. What a dramatic difference in the first two pictures on the left. But Rosie didn't see any changes at all and she said that the products weren't working and she couldn't see them because she didn't take these pictures. Rosie went along to see her doctor. That's who told her about ASEA and who took these pictures. And when Rosie told the doctor, hey, the products don't work, the doctor who took the pictures, remember, showed them to Rosie. And I guess the rest of the story can be seen here, right? So how long does it take to see how ASEA works? Some people notice results within 7 weeks, others within 7 days. A lot of people can have an experience in around about 7 minutes. Most people say they want to see how this goes, but most people don't take pictures. And so most people miss on seeing how it goes. So please take pictures. That's how you see how it goes. For anything you can't take a picture of, keep a written record instead. Some people need to apply more product, more time, and more patience than Rosie, generally when there's more going on with their health. What we know scientifically is that redox signaling molecules are all the same. Same in you, me, animals, and plants. They're all exactly the same. And ASEA redox bottles contain nothing but redox signaling molecules. Studies show that. Studies also show that ASEA redox products have an immediate positive effect. They work in every single person, every single time. It would be scientifically impossible for them to not work in you and or hurt you. But what does differ from person to person is the time it takes them to notice the change. Speaking of noticing the change, can you spot the difference here? This doctor did a little experiment of his own on his very own face and used Renew 28 on only half of his face and not the other. Once you see it, you can't unsee it, right? It's quite incredible. But Renew 28 is not just for your face. As you can see here, an arm, a hand, a belly. There's more bellies on this slide. And the next slide has bums. These pictures are actually from a world-leading laboratory, actually. This was a study that was done because there were many reports coming in from all over the world from people saying that their cellulite had disappeared while they were using Renew 28. And so scientists set upon very strict studies to see if there was any truth to these stories. What they found was after just 12 weeks, there was a 16% or more reduction in the appearance of the cellulite. And so when the scientists did ultrasounds, because they wanted to try and discover how this is happening, right, they saw the subcutaneous fat that was causing the cellulite was actually being dissolved while using Renew 28. So Renew 28 helps reduce the appearance of cellulite. Renew 28 also helps soothe skin discomforts after things like shaving or sun exposure and the like, but Renew 28 is not just for the skin. It goes far deeper than that and helps soothe discomfort around the body. And you can know about that in maybe about 10 minutes. If you have some discomfort around your body, something that's sore, give it a sore score out of 1 to 10. 10 would mean maximum hurt, right? Apply Renew 28 on that sore spot 3 times inside of 5 minutes. Get a little timer out. And usually every 9 to 10 out of 10 people who try this will notice a soothing or reduction of that discomfort within approximately 10 minutes. Some people take longer. If you want 10 out of 10, some people need to try it for a little bit longer, but most people inside of that. Nothing I've said here today has been intended to diagnose anything that you're going through, and ASEA does not claim to treat or cure any diseases. What I'd like to do now before I go on any further, and do stick around because with every great breakthrough comes great opportunity. So there is a tremendous opportunity running in the background of all this, bettering people's lives, being a force for good in the world. There's a way to make a living while making a difference for those who are so inclined. But before we move on, I want to be able to share with you a very special gentleman. Special to me, he's actually my best mate. He's an Aussie living in Hawaii, but he's
terrific.
An Aussie.
There you go.
And we have the amazing Maria Hopwood here, so I'm going to hand it over to you so you can get a proper introduction. Thanks, Maria.
Hi, how are you, everybody? Good to see you, everybody here. Look, I'm stepping in for beautiful Kayleen, as Kayleen has had to do something else. And it's all about teamwork, right? So So the next speaker, thanks so much, Stevie. That was just a fabulous presentation. As per normal, it's lovely to see you again. Now I'd like to introduce Dan Doyle. He's a very dear friend and mentor to all of us. And his mission is to do whatever it takes to help you to win and live a life with purpose and a full mission. Of course, his focus is to get this life-changing breakthrough to the world. Dan and Suzanne, excuse me, are seasoned world travelers, and they share the gift of ASEA around the world. He's achieved, or they both have achieved, the rank of the number 3 rank of ASEA as an ambassador triple diamond, and they are members of the $1 Million Club. Now, Dan has a wealth of experience in building businesses all over the world. He's an international speaker and a global authority in Redox technology and cellular health, a man with lots of information and knowledge, a true entrepreneur. Dan has built a soul and sold lots of businesses, and he was financially very, very secure here in Australia. But Dan's life did not get easier or more forgiving. Dan got stronger and more resilient, because when life throws you a lemon, he actually made lemonade. Let's listen and find out how he actually did that and what it meant to him, his family, and his vision for the future. Dan, we welcome. We really appreciate your time and look forward to hearing about your story and your vision for humanity.
Thank you, Maria. If you can just stay with us, if you don't mind. I just noticed there's a few people on this call that haven't heard your story. Can you touch on that before I...
Okay. Yeah, thank you. Thanks for the opportunity, Dan. Okay, so my husband and I retired in 2015. And we decided to do some traveling, but he woke up overnight with a condition all over the body, now in a very distended gut. And now he's a very fit fellow, so it was quite scary for both of us to, to sort of see somebody that you love in that condition. What I will say is that for any condition to represent in the body, I've learned now that it takes more than 20 years. So this was not an overnight, although that's how it appeared. So we went on a research. I went on a manic research journey, and in that research, I found 2 things. I found that the model, the current medical and naturopathic, homeopathic model could not help him. There was no answer, nothing other than very strong medication. And the second thing I found was ASEA, and that was just an amazing thing. And I'll be ever so grateful to you, Dan, because you put Lee and I on the straight and narrow of health, and of course later on into wellness and of course wealth. So Lee started drinking these amazing molecules, and in 4 days his health turned around from being covered with this particular condition. He got it very distended to having 0. His body had renewed and rejuvenated and overcame the condition that he had. So I sat up. I actually took a lot of notice because I have been researching for a while, and I took it upon myself to share this with everybody, because I figured there's got to be more people that need this for sure. So that's what I've been doing now for 6 years maybe, nearly, and I've never looked back, and it's changed our lives. So very grateful to you, Dan.
Thank you, Maria. Thanks so much for sharing that. And thank you for everybody for being on the call. Just let me share my screen with you guys. I'm going to go through my story. Great thing about what we do, Stevie, Maria, everybody that's involved here, we educate people and we tell our stories. So everybody who's on this call who is introduced by somebody, please relax. We're not here to sell you anything or convince you to do anything. We're here simply to let you know about something that you really need to know about. A huge breakthrough in health, huge breakthrough for humanity, and what this could do physically for a lot of people out there. A lot of people do have health challenges. A lot of people, unfortunately, the doctors can't do anything for a lot of people. A lot of people in discomfort, same thing. Doctors can't do anything for those people. We've got something that can potentially help anybody with anything that they're going through, and we love to help and work with people on their health goals. So my part here is to share my story, and before I do that, I always like to reiterate the company disclaimer that Stevie went through, which is that these products, this breakthrough technology, are not intended to treat, diagnose, cure, or prevent any disease or medical condition. But I can tell you we have something absolutely amazing, something that can empower the body, signal the body to heal itself. So as you heard Stevie saying, this is the biggest breakthrough in health, anti-aging, human performance that we probably won't see just in our lifetime, but potentially of all time. This is totally, totally foundational. I came from being a very fit and healthy person to totally, totally losing my health and regaining it thanks to these breakthrough products. So I'm going to take you on a little journey. As Maria said, we are based here, Suzanne and I are based here in Honolulu in Hawaii, and we do travel the world a lot, and we are very excited about what we have, and you'll understand why we are so excited when you hear my story. So let me take you back on a little journey growing up in Sydney, Australia, where I used to play a lot of sports to distract myself from something that I didn't like, which was school. I played rugby and I did judo, gymnastics, aerobics, surfing, and this is another sport, the last sport that I was involved with, which is bodybuilding. This is 1992 when I was around 24 years old and 24 years young. And this was also the start of me being a young entrepreneur in the health and fitness industry. And I ended up building and selling 20 traditional businesses over the next 2 decades, employing about 3,500 people, not just in the health and fitness industry, but also in the hospitality industry, the security industry, the construction industry. So very successful at building and selling traditional businesses. I never had anybody to teach, train, or mentor me with that. My mistakes were my mistakes. My successes were my successes. Everything that I did, whether I succeed or failed in those times, were totally my fault. I never let school get in the way of a good education. If I wanted to do something, I would just go out and do it and achieve. And I think highly achieved because I came from the sporting arena, and you're quite disciplined when you have played a lot of sports and you do succeed in sports, and you know what it takes to get to where you want to go with that. So fast forwarding 20 years and moved from 24 to 44. This is a photo of me, not a bodybuilder anymore, but I used to still keep very fit and healthy. I wanted to be the best version of a 50-year-old that I could be, and at 44, still keeping fit and healthy. 10 years later, at nearly 54, doing the same in around about this shape, still keeping fit and healthy. But thank goodness I was in this shape, because if I wasn't, I wouldn't have found something that was quite wrong. It was something that wasn't right with my body. And 6 months after this photo was taken, in 2011, this is a photo of me on the right-hand side. As you can see, I've got no hair from the top of my head to my toes. What I went through, I wouldn't wish on my worst enemy. It was a horrendous time because the doctors gave me some really bad news, told me that I didn't have one major challenge, but two. This is a friend of mine, Johnny Mannett, played the highest levels of rugby in Australia. He'd been through all the hospital visits. He was in remission at this time. He had what they would have considered the good one. I had two of the bad ones. Unfortunately for Johnny, at the age of 21, his problem came back. He went back into hospital. He lost a lot of weight, lost all his hair, never came out, lost him at the age of 23. It was a really sad time. Thinking to myself at the time, if he didn't have a chance, less than half of my age, very fit, healthy man, what chance do I have? Well, I had two of the bad ones. So at the end of my hospital visits, my doctors literally told me to get my affairs in order. I made a decision at that point to take the responsibility of my health back into my own hands. I did some research, and my research led to an alkaline diet. So I went onto an alkaline diet, really cleaned up my diet. I spent a lot of money on nutritional supplements, super juices, antioxidants, and all these great things from companies from all around the world. Now, you would think my body would have been heading in the right direction, but I can tell you that wasn't the case. This is a photo of me 2 years after 2 years looking after myself. So nothing at all was working. This was 2014. A friend of mine reached out, said, I think I found something that can help. Long story short, I got on a plane in Sydney, Australia, flew to Salt Lake City, Utah, met him at the headquarters of this company, ASEA, started on the product, started drinking these amazing little molecules. In 3 hours, my body was expelling things from it so fast. I had little red spots all over my upper torso. In 12 hours, a 20-year stomach problem had gone away, a caffeine intolerance. Any more than 2 coffees, I would be buckled over all day in discomfort and bloating. That issue seemed to have been gone literally overnight. And 2 to 3 days on the product, because I had so much lung damage from what they put me through in that hospital where I had trouble breathing and talking at the same time, my lungs were functioning perfect just in that short 2 to 3 days. That's when the light bulb went on. I knew we had something very special. Went back to Australia, kept drinking these molecules. Long story short, again, 1 year later, 2015, this is the day the doctors told me no sign of those 2 major health challenges. Not only that, multiple injuries from playing sports had gone away, which were turning into that crippling issue as we get older. 20 years of pollen problems, sneezing, runny nose, all of these. My whole body was rebuilt top to bottom in just 1 year on the product, 2015. Now, if we fast forward another 2 years, because you've just heard of part of my journey back to health, there were a lot of other things going on, but this is 3 years on the product, and you can see that I was looking better again, looking younger again, definitely feeling much better and feeling a lot younger again. So if you go back to 2014, where I didn't have my health whatsoever, started on the product 1 week later in the US, you can see what was happening on the outside wasn't looking good. And that is a reflection of what was going on in the inside. 1 year on the product, what was happening on the outside, what you can see here, looking better. Obviously things were going better on the inside. And 3 years on the product, my complexion, a reflection of what was going on the inside at that time. So that was my journey back to health, my journey back to looking younger and feeling younger. And, you know, things evolved along the way, just in regards to, you know, initially looking for a solution to a health challenge that I had, searching high and low. And so many people came to me with so many different products, and I tried all of them, but nothing helped until I added the missing ingredient, the missing piece of the puzzle, or the whole puzzle really, which is foundation to our health, which is these redox signaling molecules. I started helping people along the way, and you know, it became a responsibility to do that. So I ended up on this purpose-filled mission. My health was coming back. I needed to help others, and thank goodness for ASEA, and thank goodness for the opportunity behind ASEA. The company started sending me thank you checks for helping others. And it was those thank you checks and the ability to utilize the opportunity to help others that saved my life, because if it wasn't for that possibility, I would not have been able to afford the product. You know, coming from a very successful traditional businessman to losing my health, we literally lived in a granny flat in my parents' backyard. We lived in a van. We literally went down to zero financially, and it was very difficult times. But ASEA gave me the opportunity to help other people, and I invested those thank you checks into my health, which obviously gave me the ability to saturate my body, get these molecules to the damage, and tell my body where the problem was. With that, I'm going to hand back to Maria. You're going to hear the rest of the presentation. Stevie's going to go through an incredible part, which will talk about the opportunity behind ASEA, and then Maria will close out. So back to you, Maria. Thank you so much.
Hey, thanks. Thanks so much. Okay, so what we are going to do now is to actually bring back Stevie Aquilina. And well, if you have any questions, please make sure you put them in the chat, and we'll get to them as soon as we can if time permits. And the other thing is, at the end, I will bring in how to access these products. So I'm sure there are reasons why you're looking at this. So Stevie Aquilina, if you're there, please come on down.
I am here. Thanks very much, Maria, and thank you ever so much, Dan. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, let me share with you this outstanding and really tremendous opportunity. So let me just get my screen to move. All right, here we go. So as for ASEA's products, they are the world's first and only redox signaling supplements for two very simple reasons. One, for nearly 30 years now, no one other than the medical scientists who have worked in the background with ASEA, no one but they have been able to figure out how to create and stabilize redox signaling molecules outside of the body. In fact, for the 2 decades before ASEA's breakthrough work, science had declared that this was all impossible. Now, Bioagilitics is a very large scientific organization who assesses, monitors, tests most of the biggest pharmaceutical companies in the world. What they do in a nutshell is they make sure that what is in products is exactly what the companies are claiming are in products. And Bioagilitics does that same assessment with ASEA. And so they certify that we're not telling Furbies. We're not telling lies. We do have nothing but redox signaling molecules in our redox products. Now, second to that, ASEA is heavily patented. That means ASEA is not allowed to be copied. But you know what? ASEA really can't be copied anyway, even without its patents, because there's no way for anybody to be able to look into a bottle of ASEA and figure out how to reverse engineer it, how to make it themselves, because there are no secrets in the bottle. There are trade secrets in the making of ASEA. And so it really can't be copied on top of not being allowed to be copied. Now that means no competition because we have no copycats. That means no one in the world has what ASEA has. No one. That means no other products in the world can do what ASEA does. None of them. Nothing else in the world can get to the depth and level of achievement in the human body as what ASEA can. Because ASEA is redox signaling molecules and nothing else is. Now, because redox works in everybody, because everybody needs redox, because nothing in the body works as well or at all, in fact, without redox, and because redox can't hurt anybody, and no other products can make that claim, right? No juice, pills, super shake, fancy water, CBD oil, whatever it might be, however good it might be, it's not redox signaling molecules. Can't work without redox signaling molecules. And so ASEA holds massive opportunities over and above and across all else in all health science sectors: healthcare, wellness, sports science, athletic performance, beauty, skincare, aging, longevity. Now, these are multi-trillion-dollar industries. And again, ASEA is the only company in the world that the world can get a redox supplement from, and everybody needs it. ASEA is an entrepreneur's dream. We're here to better people's lives and to be a force for good in the world. That is the mission of ASEA. Now, we can't do that on our own, and so we look for people to help spread the word. We personally share ASEA redox with others. Along the way, we find and even attract to us people who want to do the same, and they start sharing redox with others too. And now you're in business for yourself. You're your own boss, but you're not in business by yourself, because we will always work together. And together we work to improve the productivity of the networks that we have and can continue to build locally, regionally, nationally, and internationally. ASEA gives you the opportunity to earn money just by sharing redox with others. For people looking for either an extra or part-time or full-time or big time or even legacy leaving income for loved ones over time, there are levels of commissions to meet whatever levels of ambitions to be able to afford making your goals, dreams, and desires a reality. Now, ASEA helps you create income that is both residual and leveraged. What do I mean by that? Well, you receive a residual income, not just from the first, but from all of the repeated purchases made by everyone you refer to ASEA. On top, you also receive unlimited leveraged residual income from also all of the purchases made by every single person your contacts, plural, also refer, because you can refer as many people as you like, and those people can refer as many people as they like. And even if those same people purchase again and again and again, you get paid for all of that on top of all the new people that they introduce. This makes your residual and leveraged income potential unlimited. There's no limits to how far and wide and deep these referrals can go around the world, and you can be attached to all of those purchases. Now, we do this type of marketing all the time. We recommend good movies, TV series, restaurants, cafes, books, whatever it might be. People tell people who then tell even more people, and it goes on and on. Most of the time, 99.9% of the time, without anybody getting paid except for the people who are buying those products, who are making those products that are being bought, I should say. Word of mouth marketing is the oldest and still today #1 most powerful and effective and listened to and trusted forms of marketing in the world. But here at ASEA, you get paid for it. There's no limits, especially with how connected the world is today. Word spreads worldwide. ASEA is currently in 35 countries, opening up new markets. We've done that every single year up until now. And based on existing trends with zero debt from year one and profitability from year one and increasing in profitability every single year with zero debt every single year, based on these existing trends, the annual turnover of this company is projected to exceed more than $500 million by the year 2025. Residual income, being able to make money while you're not working, being able to make money on your days off, being able to make money on your holidays, being able to make money while you sleep. That's very impressive, but more so it's very important because you have residual bills. Why not have residual income? Do you know what happens to most people by the time they're 65? Out of every 100 people, only one is wealthy. Only 3 are financially secure. 7 must still work to survive at 65, not working because they want to, but because they have to. They're a slave to the dollar. That's very sad. But worse still, 74 out of every 100 people are dependent on welfare by 65. Something's going wrong. Somebody's given most of us a failing financial plan. What is it? What's one of the main financial principles that the top 4% seem to have figured out that the other 81% of us need to learn? It's how to make money that's no longer dependent on a paid by the hour, selling our precious time for money, labor intensive or own activity job, otherwise known as active income. Because the truth is, sooner or later, you won't be able to be as active as you are right now. And therefore, you won't be able to have as much active income as you have right now. This is very concerning for me when I found out about it, because my active income not only wasn't enough as it was almost non-existent. And this is one of the biggest problems 81% of people get trapped in. Money's an excellent servant. You can do a lot of good things with money, but it is a terrible master if it controls you. If you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you'll be a slave for money until you take the long sleep, basically. Now, I'm not saying jobs are bad. They're a good place to start for most of us. If you truly do love your job, by the way, keep it. You're blessed. But still find a way to make money outside of that job that won't interfere with what you're currently doing, because only relying on a single source of active income is not smart and dangerous to your financial security. So for people who are smart, who've been wanting to be in the right place at the right time, who are able to recognize a good thing, who decide to take control of their finances, their future, and their freedom, for people who aren't happy with the amount of money that they have or how they have to make it, for people who have dreams and want a better life for themselves and for others, ASEA is a significant opportunity to be paid a significant residual income from the inevitable growth of this global expansion. And let me tell you, it can afford you those dreams and give you that real freedom. Now, there's nothing better than making a living from bettering people's lives. And that's what you get to do with ASEA. Now, you can make really great money here, that's for sure. You can even be rewarded on top with lots of bonuses and all expenses paid trips to 5-star luxury locations and all sorts of great stuff. You'll have a great time, meet great people, make great friends, have a great lifestyle. But really, at the end of the day, it is the effect we have on others that is one of the most valuable currencies there is. And that is the heart of ASEA. And demonstrated because the truth is, after big pharmaceutical companies were shown tens of millions of dollars and 17 years worth of powerful research and clinical studies proving ASEA, those big drug companies offered to pay ASEA huge sums of money for the sole and exclusive rights to their ASEA Redox technologies. However, those drug companies wanted ASEA to shut down, and they wanted everyone to be taken off Redox. Now, thankfully, the founders of ASEA, Virtus and his son Tyler Norton, had the great foresight to see grave concerns and consequences in such a deal, because Virtus and Tyler saw people who were in very grave and concerning health situations, people who went from severe health challenges that once not only left them, but also their doctors feeling hopeless, to then these people being able to experiencing, life-changing experiences from Redox. And when Virtus and Tyler saw this, they saw people, not profits, and they were filled with a great sense of purpose to get this breakthrough for humanity out to the world. And so they really couldn't, in good conscience, sell out. And so that's why they didn't. They said no to the payout and yes to the people, putting people and principles before ego and economics. That's what this company, the company founders, the corporate team, and the company itself is really majorly known for. Yes, we have a life-changing breakthrough, but we've also got very life-significant ethics here too. Now, the company founders and corporate team, they are exceptional people who come from exceptional backgrounds. They come from running very big, profitable, global businesses. We're talking about up to Fortune 50 backgrounds, very exceptional experience. But their corporate soul revolves around putting people first and having an impact and making a difference and bettering people's lives, being a force for good in the world. So you're in very good hands. You're back with the person who shared this with you. If you have any questions, ask them. They can point to where you can find the answers very easily. At the very least, let the person who introduced you here, let them know what you saw here today, what stood out to you the most, what you like the most about what you've seen so far. And if you'd like to know anything else, there's plenty of information. There's plenty of university studies. Most importantly, there's hundreds of thousands of real people's life-changing redox experiences for you to see. That ASEA is the real deal. But what's more important than a third-party study is a first-party study. if you want to be happier and healthier, if you want to live younger longer, if you want to live stronger longer, you may just want to become an ASEA customer then. But if there's more in your heart, you have more dreams and desires, if you want to be, do, and have more, if you want to be able to give more to others, helping them to be happier and healthier and more secure, if you want a better life, income, lifestyle, if you want that for others too, if you want to increase the prosperity of the planet, if you want to make more of a difference in the world, let me tell you, you can become part of this Redox reality and you can become more. And if you will just pass this information on for many, many others, just invite more people here as someone's invited you, you can better the lives of many, many others. In your life, it can become better in many, many ways. Money, yes, but more ways than that too, more important ways too. So thank you very much for spending this time with me. May you always be happy and well. I greatly appreciate you and your time, and yours too, Maria and Dan. Thank you very much.
Hey, thanks. Thanks so much. Now, are you able to share my screen? Can I share my screen quickly?
Sure. Wait, so yeah.
Hey?
Just about 3 minutes to the top of the next call, guys.
Yep.
Just so everybody know that's coming on. We're just going to wrap up this Discover ASEA. Then we've got a very special guest coming on to the Global Expansion Team call. So we'll catch you soon.
Okay, so let me just find it here quickly. Hang on a minute. So actually, I'll just do it. Let's just go. I'm just trying to share my screen here for a minute. Give me 1 second. Share screen. That's the one. Share. Can you see my screen?
Not yet, no.
No, I'm unable to share this. Oh, share. Hang on a minute. There we go. Can you see my screen now?
Got up, Neri. Yeah.
Can you see it? Okay. So I'm gonna go very quickly with these guys just to finish this off. So we have this is just to recap what we've gone through. We've gone through cellular health inside out and the nutritional side of it. For further information, please see the person that invited you along. We have the materials, which is the ASEA Via products, which we haven't spoken about, but please contact the person that invited you along. And we also have got the labor. We also talked about setting the correct expectations. Please remember we are all different. So ASEA redox signaling molecules react different in our body, but always in a positive way, particularly after 3 months. We've already spoken how redox signaling molecules, the labor, and actually helps you in all these areas of your body. And we have the ASEA Via right here, Source, which is a complete nutrient complex, the Omega for your heart and brain complex, your Life Max, which is my favorite, is for anti-aging, of course, the Biome for your health gut. We also recommend very strongly, please buy from the source so you can be guaranteed that the products are quality and actually pure, they're not unexpired, they're safe, you get support and education, and best of all, you get to have free product and 30-day money back guaranteed. There are lots of ways for you to use this here. You can be a customer and just enjoy your health, or perhaps you'd like to have your products subsidized and buy them at a wholesale price and help others achieve the same. Or perhaps you're looking for a full-time income or just to supplement your income, which is also a fantastic option. There are lots of ways to buy. Please remember and go back to see the person who invited you along. There are lots of discount at a wholesale price as an associate. There is an enrollment fee of $40 US in the US, and of course, different prices according to currency exchange in other countries. And there's also a small fee of, I think it's 25 US on a yearly basis to maintain your availability to wholesale prices. People all over the world are wanting to access these transformational molecules, and the only way they can get this is from you. So we really invite you to be part of this particular program. It's a fantastic humanitarian project and the most significant health, anti-aging, athletic breakthrough of a lifetime. And as our wonderful founder, ASEA founder, Virtus Nordis said, we are at the start of something with great purpose. And right now, it's the right moment to begin influence the future. We can change the world. We are in the right place, the right time, doing the right thing. Congratulations, Guy. And for those that want to leave now, please thank you for staying. And those coming in for the next call with Cindy and Bo back, you're welcome to stay. Toodaloo from Australia Down Under. Bye for now.